Aquarius, how you doing, guys? Okay, so you are next. So just a very quick little spiel again. Okay, I know people are probably fed up with it by now, but the rest of the reading is going to be over on Vimeo. Okay, it's in your bi-weekly folder, pretty much. There's a buy all option, and you can have the buy all option for $19 for 3-month access, and there'll be bonus material that's already put in there also for everybody to see. There will be, or you can just watch the rest of the reading for like £3 or $4. Okay, and that's in your bi-weekly folder. If you want a private reading, there is an email in the description. Just send me that and I'll send you price lists or how I can alter kind of a reading for you, or a Skype call, or whatever it is that you want to do. Okay, but they are all open again, and I am back in time like Martin McFly, trying to come back, and I'm doing your 15th until the 30th of April. So this is the last half of April. Okay, so same process. So let's have a look at your overall energy. So it's release your ex and heart-to-heart conversations. So part of release your ex, it doesn't have to mean that you have an ex. It just means that you have to clear your energy field. Okay, I think, what does it say? I don't really use these too much. It's time to come and clear your energy. Yeah, there you go. So you have to clean out the fear, the projection of fear of what you can cast onto. Well, some of you might be casting spells, maybe. I don't know why I said that. But you can cast projection of blame onto new, okay? So to live and come out of fear, you have to not worry about, because when we go through karmic experiences, it's very easy to cut everybody from the same cloth and kind of think, oh, well, it's men are all the same, or women, they're all the same. They'll always be the same. Even though I really want it, I don't trust anybody. You know, not everybody is exactly the same as everybody else, you know, Aquarius. So this can either be you or them, you know, this can be vice versa, but there needs to be heart-to-heart conversations. Steve's most important card in the deck is always the 8 of Wands, so that is pretty much that, you know. Yeah, heart-to-heart conversations. Honestly discuss your feelings with each other, because then you know where each other's at. You know, if you block things out and they say, oh, well, I had to block everybody off Facebook, and I was going through so much karma, but they blocked me and then I blocked them. No, you've really got to deal with that. You know, you have to go through that. And there was 0222 on the clock. But you have to deal with that, you know, regardless of how much you try to block it out. Those kind of karmic situations, they don't go away. So pretty much that's an elephant in the room. It needs dealing with. So it pretty much means that there are things that need release from the mind or from your energy of fear. Let go of fear in order to create the new. You can't accept the new unless you let go of the old. There has to be something that's gone in order to receive something. It's a quality. So we form that by making sure that everything within us is clear from our path of the past. The past is past, and that's why it's called history. But history is still not a mystery, because it was something that was written for you to experience. So you experienced it and you was pretty much in it either way. So whatever this is, whether it be family members, jobs, or anything that's to do with fear, you have to let that go in order to let something new in. Because if you don't, you will form a block, and then it will be very difficult for you to communicate sensibly or to communicate with anybody in life in general. So you can't really be blocked and guarded if you really want something. If you don't, then there's no point in there's no point. Everybody wants something, don't they? You know, Aquarius. So anyway, that's pretty much the general advice and the general overview of this reading. So let's go on with the first impressions, the self and the appearance of leadership. Okay, so great. So the Fool. So it's taking a journey. So it might be a return, because it's like a return. So some of you might have been just returned from abroad, or like a retreat, or some kind of holiday experience, or maybe a spiritual retreat maybe, but it's kind of like more of like across the border, you know, something across the border, something that you just took an absolute by the whim, let's just do it, let's just go ahead, bosh, that's me, you know, something that's very pure and honest, because it's just the beginning. So you might have just met someone new that you've been on holiday to see or met, okay, but as a first impression and a leadership card, this is someone that's pretty much fearless, and this might be you or them, okay. This is fearless. This is someone that doesn't mind traveling, or someone that doesn't mind spirituality kind of thing. They're in alignment with that because it's fresh and new. So it's also someone fresh and new that you could have come in contact with, okay. But as a first appearance, it's pretty good because it's the impressions, it's the self-impression. The impression of yourself is pretty much saying that I'm willing to take a leap of faith into something but there needs to be someone or something that needs release within releasing your ex. So it's either them or you, or conditioning of that, like a conditioning of belief, but there needs to be heart-to-heart conversations. Now, some of you may be still interested in your exes, but it's saying release your ex. It's saying, because that could well have been karmic, and that's not your path, because this is the karma card. So whatever was in your past of karma is not really written for you to experience. If you've been experiencing things where people cheat on you and they're going between different men or different women or different situations and they're leaving you completely confused, and that you wonder that that's what love is, well, that isn't what love is. Love isn't that. That's manipulation, and that's a part of growth that sometimes it takes for us to grow as a soul, to realise that we have self-worth and value for ourselves, and it leaves us with proper barriers of that we can use then, but we also need to still drop them to let in the new. It can be very confusing, and welcome to being awoke. Welcome to being awoke, Aquarius. That's pretty much what happens with the mind when you have had so many spiritual awakenings. You can get confused, but that's, you know, welcome to that. So some of you could be interested in spirit writing or actually doing tarot cards. But that is the leadership part. So let's go on to how they see you or you see them. Oh, wow, okay. Okay, so it can be running from something. So this doesn't have to be a good card. So because the Seven of Swords, okay, the Seven of Swords leaves a decision behind, okay. The Seven of Swords means that there needs to be something that's left behind, a decision. Now, a decision is the Two of Swords, which is also karmic. So something karmic, so it can mean a past conditioning of their mind or your mind needs leaving behind. It's the Two of Swords, so it's a decision of thinking about something. So there's something that needs leaving behind, but it also carries the Five of Swords, which is an argument, which is blame. So there's some kind of blame that needs to drop. This is how they see you, or you see them, or you both see one another. If you're soulmates, you're probably doing the same thing, and you're probably either unaware of it or you are aware of it. That's why this is self-deceit or self-awareness. It can be. So you're probably mirroring one another, okay? But that means that there's some kind of decision of a home or a feeling or a thought or mind games or manipulation or one-upmanship or even arguing sillily that needs to stop in order for this to grow, essentially, okay? Because it can also mean self-deceit, or you can literally have someone around you that is literally stealing things. It might be mind games and making you fear that kind of thing, okay? And this can be in your general environment. This doesn't always have to mean your partner, okay? This is a general reading also. But this can be part of the fear of why it's saying release your ex, because they might be stealing something from you, or you might be like conflicted within the mind of deceiving yourself, and that you need to drop that, because it's kind of like you want to go in another direction, but it's walking towards the third house, which is Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. So how you're communicating, also family, is about something more stable. So it's saying that someone needs to leave something behind. Something behind. They need to leave a decision behind. They need to, because it's kind of like running from something that you've already got, maybe, okay, something that's already stable. So it could be a home, or it could be a job, or anything that's kind of like, it doesn't even have to be stable, but it just means like something that you're in, okay, you're in it, because you're in it where you earn money, or you're at a home that is kind of like a home. It doesn't even have to be stable, but it just means something that you're in, okay. So it means that I'm running from something to make a journey across for something else also, okay? But there is something that needs leaving behind. It could be an earth sign, or it can mean an air sign, or it can be a conditioning thought of belief. Could be anything. But how you've been communicating, and also with family, is about something that's more stable, that's going to be more stable in the foreseeing long haul, because this is something that where it is grounded and stable. Someone that would want a commitment, someone that wouldn't actually have mind games and manipulation. You know, if you are involved in mind games and manipulation, it's just like, so it can be vice versa and all over the place really. But there can be a lot of self-deceit, kind of like I need to leave something behind that is kind of stable in order to make a journey and make a decision and stop carrying conflict with me. Stop carrying the conflict of probably blame. Stop worrying and overanalyzing, okay, and make that journey. So then we go to the 4th house. Wow, so there you go. So this is a lot of growth. So this could mean growth, because we go to the 4th house, which is the foundation of the relationship that it's built on, which is the soul. This is the soul. This is where the soul speaker, this is where everything is illuminated within the soul. This is where it speaks from. This is the best card in the deck. And this is how the passion, this is how the foundation of the relationship is built on. Something to do with maybe children, or like expansion of growth. Expansion of growth. Or it can mean that that is what you need to leave behind, which could be a Leo or Earth sign, and you're wanting something to go in another direction away from someone else. But generally, if you're in a decent relationship, there's a lot of growth within it. It really does depend on what this 7 of Swords is. This could be a lot to do with Sun, Moon, Rising and Venus kind of cross-watching people. But so I'm trying to think what else the 2nd house is about. It's just how you see them, how they see the world. It could have a lot to do with work, family and stuff. That there could be something to do at work that where someone is like deceiving someone or trying to steal something maybe at work. Maybe. But in relationship factor, this is like the soul. This is the soul. So it's the sun. So the foundation at the moment is built on great standing. There's been a lot of growth and reflection. That might be, yeah, that might be the reflection, you know, that you could both be in fear of travelling and fear of wondering what the next step is actually going to be, because you've also got communication and travel, which is kind of going in 2 different directions, but kind of the same, because we go to the 5th house, which is the passion and the expression, and the drama, also the drama. So it can also be like needing a breaking down of the ego, which can mean like there needs to be some kind of release. But this is communicating and travel also. Okay, so it's something to do with travelling of each end of the scale. Like I live this end and you live this end, kind of thing. You know, they're both kind of like apart but together. No, that would be here. Sorry, that would be there. That's how that was. How I was looking at it. One's going one way, one's going the other way, but they're both kind of like either deceiving themselves. Wow, there's some different messages coming out. It doesn't have to mean that just because they're facing this way. It could just mean that because the sun's here, one lives at a completely different amount of distance from what the other one does. And you might be trying to figure things out in order to run back and forward between something, and that's how you're communicating, is how we're going to do this and sort this out in order to go between one and go between different parts of communicating and travel, because both of these are communication and travel, taking a risk and taking a chance. Take a chance on me, ba -ba -da -ba -ba. But you could also have someone that is deceptive around you, who knows, but that's carrying fight and blame also. It's running from a decision but looking back at actually still making one. So there's some decisions and there's some stuff that needs to come in to fruition, because there's the sun here. That is just like a lot of growth. Someone will show very stable with money, but you still have that. Very strange. But we'll see how the rest of this plays out when I clarify these. I don't know if I did say, but over on Vimeo, I'm also asking the question, what is going on with the partner that you're mostly interested in? What's going on with them in their life? Okay, that should break down a lot of this when that comes out. And then I'm also asking, how are they actually thinking and feeling about you specifically? So you'll have to have a specific person in your energy field or mind of who it is that you want to know about. Okay, but I will ask those 2 questions and I will clarify everything and we'll go over some other stuff. And that will be in your bi-weekly folder in the description, guys. Okay, cheers, guys. See you soon. Bye.